Hello, my name is Javier Cordova, and today I'm going to talk to you about an anecdote that I have from when I was younger. I like to call this anecdote Javier and the Colossal City because, well, you're going to see soon. Some years ago, I was on high school, and years before that, I actually was on middle school. And when I was in middle school, starting out, I was 13 years old. And in my school, we had this contest that we did nationally and internationally that we just enjoy so much. And we did academics, we did music, we did platform, we did every other thing that you could imagine. Well, now for one of these competences, the location was going to be Pennsylvania, actually a college there. And the teacher decided that it would be a good idea because of the location to go to New York just to tour, to know the city a little, and just so you know, it's the biggest city in the world, so who does not want to see it? So we planned our trip, we prepared our events, and some weeks before we went on the trip, my parents were a little bit worried because of me. I am a very distracted dude. I really cannot put attention to something, but I have a very good spatial skills, so I know if I get lost how to get back to somewhere that I know. So my parents were worried, like, hey, if you get lost, do this and do that. Please, we don't want you to get lost, but it's very probable that you are going to get lost. And I was like, don't worry, I am not going to get lost. You're exaggerating. Well, so the day eventually came that we had to go, that the plane departed, and as I was crossing through the gates to go to my airplane, I saw my parents and their faces was like, goodbye. So they were really worried. And I was like, nah, this is going to be easy peasy. Just so very good to be on New York. So the first day comes and we go to New York Times Square. And it was a very fun trip and nothing happened, but I noticed something, that I have a very hard time with English back then. In that time I was 13 years old and I barely knew how to speak English. I knew really well how to write it, how to compose even essays, but I didn't really know how to hear or speak in English. So conversation was out of question after I went and bought something, and the dude had to explain me like 5 or 6 times what taxes were and why I had to pay them. So this experience was like, oh no, things are starting off bad, but okay, I can deal with this. I'm just going to put more attention to my English and everything is going to be fine. So the second day in the city rolls around and I'm so excited because we are going to climb a building and we're going to see the city all just from the top. So we go to this plaza, Rockefeller Plaza, and this is a place where they have like the skating rink, the ice skating rink, and it's a very nice place. So we go to this place and we're going to get into the building, but first we had to make a stop in the Lego store. For 13-year-old me, a Lego store in New York was like, whoa, this is the best thing in the world, but it soon proved to be otherwise. So they gave us 10 minutes to buy anything we wanted, to go inside the store and come out in 10 minutes. So I entered and I was like, oh, this is too expensive. I don't know if I want to buy this because this is Lego and it's not going to necessarily remember me of New York. So I decided not to buy anything and I went outside like 5 minutes into the visit. So I asked my sponsor, hey, how much time do we have left, so that I don't know, go in and pick a little bit more to the Lego sets that are in, no? And he tells me, oh, 10 more minutes. I was like, okay, they give us 5 more minutes to see the store, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. So I entered the store, I start buying my things. I was like assembling this very little piece set of characters that I really wanted to take home. But like the time came around that we had to go, and I was like, oh, you know what, I need to go. So I left my items there because I was not going to buy them. And I just went outside the store, and it was like, where is everyone? What is happening? So in that moment, many emotions came to me. It came confusion, it came a kind of excitement for being lost in the biggest city in the world, and the anecdote that I was going to tell further on, like 7 or 8 years later. And also like the fear of, oh no, what should I do? Should I go back to the hotel? But the hotel is outside of town, so I don't know if I should go here or there or ask around. So I didn't panic, as my parents said, and I started taking pictures. So I was like, click, because I couldn't really like refrain from letting a tear out or two, because I was just so afraid at that moment. So this lady sees me and she's like, what is this man doing? What is this boy doing? Where is his group? So she calls me in Spanish, oye, ¿estás perdido? And I was like, oh, she talks Spanish. That's good. So I approached her and I was like, sí, me perdí. No sabe dónde se fue mi grupo. And the woman just like answers, oh yes, they went to that building over there. And I was like, oh, muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Tenga. I wanted to tip her because of the tip that she gave me. But she was like, no, it's okay. Go, don't get lost. So I went to the building that we were actually going to climb, just kind of forgot completely that we were going to climb that building. And I proceeded to get to the lobby, and there was this big man in the entrance, like, and I was like, excuse me, where is the top of the rock? And the man was like, oh yes, over there. And my inexpert ear was like, what did he say? I entered and came out again, and he was like, excuse me sir, again, where is the top of the rock? The sir was like bothered, and he was like, it's just over there, just go to the bottom part right there, you're going to find. So I start walking towards my group that I saw from afar, you know. I was like, you forgot me. And they were like, oh, you were lost. And I was like, ah. And so they were like, please do not tell your parents. And I was like, oh, what the hell, I'm going to tell my parents. They told me this was going to happen. So I didn't tell them during the trip, because no news equals good news. And after we came back, I was like, Mom, Dad, I have to tell you something. They were like, oh, what's up, son? What's up? And I was like, hey, you were right, I got lost. So the moral is, hear your parents, because they know things, and if they know things, you probably should just hear them out. Thank you very much. My name is Javier, and have a nice one. See ya.